I think there's a natural jealousy and dislike that they have had toward Robyn. Hello everybody, welcome to the show. Please hit the subscribe button and give this episode a thumbs up. Although viewers of the series are already familiar with the housekeeping habits of each wife, you may be surprised by Christine's criticism of the couches of all four ladies. Squeaky clean sister wives, Meri Brown. Christine Brown begins her critique by verbally describing how Meri Brown maintains her house. She critiques her couch in order. To accomplish this, fans of Sister Wives have had the opportunity to witness the inside of the homes that Meri has occupied over the course of the show's more than 10 seasons. TLC Sister Wives. She is clearly tidy and well-organized as seen in the backdrop when the Sister Wives camera is at her house. After sharing a universal norm that was shared by all 18 children, Christine brought up couches. No eating in the four homes' living rooms. However, it still occurs in spite of that rule. Not at Meri's place, though. According to Christine, Meri's house is spotless, and there isn't a crumb beneath her couch. According to her ex-co-wife, Meri's couch is in showroom condition and should last her a lifetime. Out of the four, the original first wife's house seems to be the one that is closest to being immaculately clean. Life takes place at the home of Janelle Brown and her children. Janelle Brown's main goal is for her children to have fun. She also acknowledged long ago that she was not good at decorating. In order to make her house feel like a home, Christine Brown assisted her with the decor. Fans of Sister Wives have seen Janelle's family's laid-back demeanor while they are at her home. Her kids appear to have unrestricted access to snacks on the couch. Her pets also have complete control over the place. Therefore, when Christine says that Janelle's rug and couch have food stains, those are just the marks of life. TLC's Sister Wives. Yes, since all 6 of Janelle's children grew up. Breaking that rule, life does really happen at her house. Today, all of her children are adults. As a child. However, this was a rule that was intended to be broken in both Christine's and Janelle's homes. Sister Wives. Nothing is sugar-coated by Christine Brown. Similar to Janelle's home, life took happening at Christine Brown's. The couch became really dirty really fast. According to Christine, between the cushions on the couch, she discovers wrappers, plates, and forks beneath her couches. 2. Christine put a lot of effort into defending her furniture from criticism. However, her family has been spotted in action by Sister Wives followers because Janelle and Christine Brown both have 6 children. Their house's furnishings have seen wear and tear over time. However, now that the children are grown, Truly Brown is the only tribe member still bouncing around Christine's house. As a result, her new home with her new husband resembles a showroom. But for when the grandchildren visit, she has spaces set up with everything children enjoy playing with. Then there is Robyn Brown, though. All of the Sister Wives' children were still little when Christine made these criticisms of the couches. As a result, although Christine's apartment is considerably cleaner now, Robyn appears to be struggling with cleanliness. According to admirers, the couch of Robyn Brown, a comparison of the past and present. Christine referred to Robyn Brown's couch as pristine at the time these couch criticisms appeared. Back then, the rest of her house did the same. However, a significant change occurred for Kody Brown's 4th bride. Fans were taken aback when cameras were last seen inside Robyn and Kody's home. The last term they would use to describe it was a pristine. With screenshots taken inside her home, you can see how well the youngest Sister Wives' wife keeps her house. Robyn's home was overflowing with belongings. The desk, tabletops, and counters were piled high, and fans say it would be difficult to find a free spot to set anything down. It appears that Robyn Brown and Christine Brown switched places. Nowadays, Christine's home is probably more clean than Robyn's. However, after looking at Robyn's apartment, one admirer claimed that it appears to be inhabited by a hoarder. Thus, it appears that the well-known women from the TLC series Couches share their housekeeping stories. According to a video that surfaced over the weekend, Sister Wives star Kody Brown has turned into a source of shame for his family. Thus, more family voices are emerging from the woods as the TLC star continues to irritate her followers. For a number of reasons, His brother's side extended family members indicated they are ashamed to have him in their lineage. However, Kody's moves are a part of one of them. Sister wives. Kody Brown has family, so he doesn't need enemies. For years, Sister Wives viewers criticized Kody Brown and called him conceited. Therefore, they knew he thought he was cool without any clues from his extended family. However, they were unaware of the Brown family's perception of the Sister Wives patriarch outside of his wives and children. Right up till now, TLC's Sister Wives. In advance of Season 19, members of his brother's family speak out today. Additionally, followers are expressing gratitude to them for their understanding of the basis of Kody's actions, which they find unacceptable. Kody Brown takes great satisfaction in what he considers to be a talent. He has shared it on the Sister Wives show multiple times. However, some of his relatives find this to be embarrassing after seeing it for themselves on the television. Kody is often treated fairly. The nephew of Kody Brown, Ben Brown, is the son of Kody's brother. He identifies himself as one of the numerous nephews of the Sister Wives family. He began watching the TLC program and analyzing the scenes. Ben spends a portion of his time today watching Sister Wives from the start. After watching these programs for the first time, he then discusses his thoughts. He explains the reasons behind Kody's or another family member's actions. Instagram/Sister Wives cameo. However, he is joined by another family member in one of his most recent films, and both of them felt a little embarrassed by what they saw on the Sister Wives screen. Ben's perspective stems from his polygamous childhood, and in many of the events he talks about, supporters see him treating Kody fairly. He frequently claims that Kody Brown's actions are caused by the polygamous system rather than by Kody inventing things. He does not, however, sugarcoat anything. This time, they criticize something that isn't polygamous. It probably comes under ego. The patriarch of Sister Wives embarrasses his family and himself. As Ben watches, the first season comes to a close. His uncle Kody dancing at his wedding to Robyn Brown is what he finds embarrassing. Ben's son then came to see this with him. "I'm embarrassed to be related to this guy," he said, turning to face his father. However, when Ben asked his kid how he believes he feels he outdid him, this nephew is dealing with a double whammy. He is not only linked to the patriarch of Sister Wives, but several social media users claim he resembles Kody Brown. What do you think of their side-by-side photographs below Instagram and TLC Sister Wives? As far as Ben and his kid were concerned, Kody's dancing motions lacked logic and rhyme. He simply started moving wildly, while simultaneously checking to see if he was being filmed. Ben Brown, who attended that wedding, will be scanning the throng to see if the camera had caught a glimpse of him. Kody cutting the rug at the wedding is nothing compared to what he will see in later show seasons, Sister Wives fans commented to Ben. The supporters then implied that he would be truly embarrassed as he continued to see his uncle's elegant yet strange footwork. Fans claimed that Kody considers himself a contemporary Fred Astaire. Therefore, it appears that he was able to humiliate 2 generations of his family. Perhaps more family members have similar feelings about the TLC star, but they're keeping it to themselves today. Though not all of the stories of the Brown family have been conveyed through dramatic arguments or relationship issues, they have provided viewers with years of great entertainment. The lives of those who once shared a large plural household can sometimes be best understood by looking at the smallest details. Now that she's opened up about something shockingly relatable, the condition of everyone's couches, Christine Woolley has started a new discourse. Although couches may seem like a banal topic, Christine's lighthearted yet candid views vividly depict each woman's approach to her home life. In many respects, the Sister Wives star's current situations and larger personalities are reflected in these vignettes of furniture maintenance. These couch confessions reveal more about the Browns than one might anticipate, from immaculate surfaces to crumbs on cushions. From Christine's point of view, why couches retell the truth. Christine Woolley has never held back when speaking her mind. Long before she left her marriage to Kody, she was a fan favorite because of her easy humor and direct honesty. Fans recognized she was talking about more than simply furniture when she recently pondered on the condition of the couches in each wife's house. She was sketching what it actually looked like to live in each home on a daily basis. Christine claims that the family once established a general rule: no food in the living room. It was an attempt to shield couches and carpets from the usual mess that comes with snack time, because there were so many kids spread over several homes. However, laws are only as good as the individuals who are prepared to uphold them. Not all wives followed the ban, as Christine acknowledges. There was much more to her collapse than whether the couches remained clean. Looking back from where the Browns are now, those disparities are even more pronounced. It brought to light the personalities, priorities, and everyday routine of each home. Tidy then, tidy now at Mary's house. Christine's admiration for Mary was evident as she described her house. Mary, in her opinion, was the only wife who maintained her home as immaculate as possible. In reality, the notorious no-eating on the couch rule was followed there, preventing stains from discoloring the upholstery and crumbs from hiding under cushions. Christine even said that because Mary took such good care of her couch, it could last her a lifetime. This description still holds true, as those who have followed Mary's solitary path in recent years are aware. Mary is now focused on her commercial endeavors such as her Utah Inn and other personal initiatives rather than being a part of a multiple marriage. Her dedication to neatness and order, however, is still evident. She frequently posts on social media about working in hygienic, light-filled environments with everything thoughtfully placed. Mary views a clean couch as more than just furniture maintenance. It's a representation of how she keeps her life under control and in perspective. Function over perfection in Janelle's world. Janelle's home, on the other hand, was never about immaculate couches. Making her kids feel at home and comfortable was always her top focus. Christine remembers how, despite the no-food rule, Janelle frequently allowed her children to have snacks on the couch. The furniture reflected the hectic, boisterous, and full nature of life. In Christine's opinion, Janelle's home appeared lived in rather than staged, and stains on cushions, fur from cherished dogs, and worn rugs were all examples of what she called life happening. Additionally, viewers of the Browns during their heyday recalled Janelle's preference for functionality above style. She even acknowledged at one point that she wasn't very good at interior design, and Christine frequently assisted her in making the spaces feel cozier. Now that her kids are older, Janelle has made a more peaceful place for herself. She still has the same grounded personality. Though her updates frequently highlight family get-togethers, health objectives, and resilient times after she and Kody parted ways, her life is still defined by the atmosphere of a real home. Even though her couch is no longer occupied by children and pets, Christine's own couches, pandemonium first, quiet now when it came to couches, Christine didn't mince words. Her furnishings couldn't withstand her enormous family. She admitted that the occasional dish or fork would hide behind her couches and that wrappers would get caught between cushions, making them filthy very rapidly. Her house was always in motion for years. Everyday living included the mess, children running in and out, and meals frequently shared in front of the television. Christine agreed with Janelle that this was the cost of having a large, active family. However, today's Christine is a very different individual. She currently lives in a more organized, tranquil home with her husband, David Woolley, as the majority of her children have grown up, and just her youngest is still living at home. Although Christine has kept play areas stocked with games and activities for her grandchildren, they have worked together to create a home that feels more like a haven. Today, her couches are much more like showroom condition. But unlike in the past, this isn't because of rigid regulations. Rather, it's because her family's transition into a new stage of life has naturally changed the turmoil that once pervaded her home. Robyn's home. From orderly to disorganized, the most unexpected change may come from Robyn's family. Robyn's furniture was immaculate, with each cushion appearing brand new, according to Christine's initial description of her couches years ago. Robyn's home was regarded as one of the cleanest among the wives at the time. Today, however, things are completely different. In more recent seasons, fans who got a look of her house were astounded to see areas crammed with debris, papers, toys, and Various items were heaped on surfaces. Some spectators went so far as to characterize the scene as chaotic or even overwhelming, and couches no longer appeared immaculate. Fans are speculating about the challenges Robyn faces as the only surviving wife in Kody's home, and this development has become a discussion point. Maintaining a flawless living room may no longer be her top focus, as she bears the burden of the family's problems. Rather, the weight of her present circumstances, a life characterized by stress, changing family dynamics, and ongoing public scrutiny, is reflected in her home. Couches as a representation of the current lives of the Brown family. Not only are Christine's couch confessions funny, but they also speak to each wife's larger life in the modern world. Mary's self-reliance and orderly lifestyle are reflected in her couch. She nevertheless maintains her personal space, signifying her regained authority. Janelle's warmth and pragmatism are reflected in her couch. Even though it wasn't perfect, it demonstrated that comfort and affection were more important than outward appearances. Christine's couches depict her journey from turmoil in the past to serenity and happiness in the present with David. As Robyn's job in the family has evolved and pressures have increased, her couch has gone from being immaculate to being cluttered. These couches, taken as a whole, nearly represent the path of the Brown family. Formerly bound together by a single man's vision, now each forging their own distinct future. The wider view. The Browns' current position, the Brown family, doesn't resemble the one that first showed viewers the difficulties of multiple marriages. Although Kody and Robyn share a home, the general public believes that their household is under stress due to their broken family relationships. Mary is completely self-sufficient, successful in her business endeavors, and frequently travels. She isn't afraid to stand by herself anymore. Janelle has accepted being alone and is concentrating on her kids, her well-being, and her inner tranquility. Christine and David lead happy lives, taking trips, going on adventures, and entertaining their grandchildren. The crumbs, stains, and immaculate cushions that Christine once criticized may no longer be present on the couches. However, they provide a richer narrative of these women's development, transformation, and transition into the following phases of their life. Why fans continue to pay attention to the little things. Christine's remarks regarding couches could appear to be a small tale at first. However, because it seems so genuine, admirers have taken to it. Everybody can identify with the condition of a couch because it's where families congregate, unwind, and go about their daily lives. Christine pulled back the curtain by telling these tales, demonstrating that everyday life details were relatable and human even in a family as unusual as the Browns. Couches became, in a sense, representations of the ladies themselves, neat, worn, disorganized, or changed. Fans who have followed the women's journeys for over 10 years still find resonance in those symbols as each lady writes her own story today. Conclusion. Insights from a couch. Though they began with furniture, Christine Woolley's thoughts ultimately offered something much more. They encapsulated how four very different women dealt with independence, marriage, motherhood, and love. The stories of Robyn's dramatic transformation from immaculate to cluttered, Christine's chaotic yet loving chaos that transformed to serenity, Mary's painstaking care, and Janelle's lived-in comfort all convey perseverance, individuality, and change. One thing is evident as the Browns carry on with their lives today. Sometimes the tiniest things, like a couch, can expose the most important truths. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Get more updates daily. Please subscribe and stay with us.